Hey there, fellow explorers. Have you ever wondered about the secrets that lie in the shadows of history? Today, we're diving deep into one of the most haunting places on Earth, Chernobyl. It's been over 3 decades since the catastrophic nuclear disaster shook the world on April 26, 1986. But what if I told you that the tragedy was just the beginning? Hidden within the abandoned buildings and overgrown forests are stories untold, whispers of the unexplained, sightings of the unimaginable. Join me as we unravel the mysteries and confront the chilling tales of the Chernobyl monsters that have emerged from the ashes of disaster. Buckle up, it's going to be a spine-tingling ride. First, let's rewind the clock to understand how it all began. The Chernobyl nuclear power plant, located near the city of Pripyat in Ukraine, was a symbol of Soviet engineering prowess. But behind the impressive facade lurked critical flaws. On the night of April 26, 1986, during a routine safety test on reactor number 4, a combination of design flaws and human error led to a series of uncontrolled nuclear reactions. Suddenly, at 1:23 a.m., an explosion ripped through the reactor, sending a plume of radioactive material into the atmosphere. Can you imagine the chaos? Firefighters rushed to the scene, unaware of the invisible danger. Residents of Pripyat went about their morning routines, blissfully ignorant of the catastrophe unfolding. It wasn't until hours later that evacuations began, a full day after the explosion. The immediate aftermath was a frantic scramble. The Soviet government attempted to cover up the incident, but radiation doesn't respect borders. The radioactive cloud drifted across Europe, setting off alarms in Sweden and beyond. The world watched in horror as the true scale of the disaster became apparent. This wasn't just an industrial accident, it was a calamity of unprecedented proportions. The meltdown contaminated vast areas, affecting hundreds of thousands of people. But while the world grappled with the visible consequences, something far more sinister was brewing in the shadows of Chernobyl. To contain the radioactive fallout, authorities established the Chernobyl exclusion zone, a 30-kilometer radius where time stands still. Imagine entire towns frozen in time, schools with lesson plans still on the blackboards, homes with dinner tables set, never to be occupied again. Walking through the streets of Pripyat today feels like stepping into a post-apocalyptic world. The silence is deafening. No laughter of children, no hustle and bustle, just the eerie stillness of abandoned buildings being reclaimed by nature. Over the years, the exclusion zone has transformed in unexpected ways. Wildlife has returned in abundance. Wolves, bears, and rare bird species roam free without human interference. It's as if nature is taking back what once belonged to her. But beneath this facade of natural rebirth lies a darker narrative. The radiation has altered more than just the landscape. Strange anomalies and unexplained phenomena have been reported. Is it just the human mind playing tricks in a ghost town? Or is there something more lurking in the shadows? As time passed, whispers began to emerge from those who dared to venture near the exclusion zone. Tales of shadows moving in the corner of one's eye, unnatural sounds echoing through the empty streets, and sightings of creatures that defied explanation. Locals from surrounding villages spoke in hushed tones about the Chernobyl monsters. Some claimed they had seen animals with grotesque mutations, two-headed deer, birds with multiple wings, and fish that glowed in the dark. While some of these could be attributed to radiation effects, others seemed otherworldly. Folklore intertwined with new myths. Stories of the Black Stalker, a phantom that roams the power plant at night, or the Reaper of Pripyat, said to be the spirit of a firefighter who perished during the disaster. These tales, while chilling, were dismissed by authorities as superstitions. But were they? The government maintained tight control over information. Journalists seeking the truth were often met with a wall of silence or outright denial. Documents were classified, and any reports of strange phenomena were swiftly buried. But you know what they say, where there's smoke, there's fire. The more they tried to suppress, the more curiosity grew among those seeking answers. What were they hiding? Was there a truth more terrifying than the radiation itself? It wasn't just locals either. International thrill-seekers, urban explorers, and paranormal investigators started sneaking into the zone. Some returned with haunting accounts, while others, well, some were never heard from again. Could it be that the disaster opened a gateway to the unknown? Or perhaps the radiation unleashed mutations beyond our wildest nightmares? The line between reality and myth was blurring, and it was only a matter of time before someone decided to uncover the truth, no matter the cost. Enter Alex, a freelance journalist with a penchant for uncovering the stories others fear to tell. For years, Alex had heard the rumors surrounding Chernobyl, but it wasn't until stumbling upon a hidden forum of exclusion zone explorers that the true depth of these stories became apparent. Late nights were spent poring over grainy photos and shaky videos uploaded by daring adventurers. One video in particular caught Alex's attention, a shadowy figure darting across the hallway of an abandoned hospital, captured only for a split second. Was that a hallucination? Alex wondered, but deep down a gut feeling whispered, there's more to this. Motivated by a blend of curiosity and the journalistic drive to reveal the truth, Alex began planning an expedition into the heart of the exclusion zone. Friends warned against it. It's too dangerous. The radiation will get you. But for Alex, the call to uncover the mysteries was too strong to ignore. Preparation was key. Equipped with a radiation suit, a Geiger counter, night vision cameras, and enough supplies to last a week, Alex pored over maps and old Soviet documents, plotting a course that would delve deeper than any previous exploration. If I'm going in, I'm going all the way, Alex resolved. Getting into the zone wasn't exactly legal. Under the cover of darkness, Alex slipped past perimeter fences, guided by the dim light of the waning moon. The forest was dense, branches clawing like skeletal fingers at any exposed skin. Every snap of a twig echoed like a gunshot in the silence. As dawn broke, the ghostly silhouette of Pripyat emerged through the mist, a concrete jungle reclaimed by nature. Vines wrapped around rusted playgrounds, and the iconic Ferris wheel loomed overhead, frozen in time. Despite the eerie beauty, an unsettling feeling gnawed at Alex. The air felt heavy, not just with radiation but with something intangible. Am I being watched? Alex thought, glancing over a shoulder. But there was nothing, only the rustling of leaves in the wind. Undeterred, Alex set up base in an old apartment building. From here, the plan was to explore, document, and perhaps even find evidence of the so-called Chernobyl monsters. Little did Alex know, the journey ahead would test every limit, physically, mentally, and beyond. With the sun casting elongated shadows, Alex ventured deeper into the ruins. The first stop was the hospital, a hotspot for paranormal sightings. Inside, the walls were adorned with peeling paint, and medical equipment lay scattered as if the staff had vanished mid-operation. As Alex navigated the labyrinth of corridors, the Geiger counter began to click more rapidly. Click, click, click! It wasn't dangerous yet, but definitely higher than outside. Better stay alert, Alex murmured. That's when the first oddity appeared. A tree growing through the floor, but its branches twisted unnaturally and leaves shimmered with an iridescent glow. What on earth? Alex snapped a few photos, fascinated but uneasy. Outside, birds with strange plumage patterns fluttered by. One had what looked like a third wing protruding awkwardly. Mutations? Alex whispered. The animals seemed unbothered, adapting to their radioactive habitat. But something about them was off. The deeper Alex went, the more distorted nature became. Flowers that pulsed faintly with bioluminescence in the shadowed alleys, and insects larger than any species back home. A dragonfly the size of a small bird buzzed past, startling Alex into stumbling backward. As dusk approached, the atmosphere shifted. The silence became oppressive, and the sense of being watched intensified. Voices faint and indistinct seemed to echo from the distance. Is someone there? Alex called out, but only silence answered. Setting up camp for the night in a derelict school, Alex couldn't shake the feeling of unease. The wind whispered through broken windows, sounding eerily like distant laughter. It's just the wind, Alex reassured, although doubt lingered. Reviewing the day's footage, strange anomalies appeared. Shadows moving independently of any source, flickers of light in abandoned rooms, and once, just once, a pair of glowing eyes reflecting back from the darkness. Maybe it's time to get some rest, Alex decided, though sleep did not come easy. In the middle of the night, a soft thud woke Alex. Footsteps? Holding breath, Alex listened intently. There it was again, a deliberate scraping sound, closer this time. Heart pounding, Alex clutched a flashlight ready to confront whatever it was. But when the beam cut through the darkness, there was nothing. Only the empty hallway stretching into blackness. "This place is getting to me," Alex sighed. But deep down, knew that something was out there. The isolation was taking its toll. Days blurred together, and the line between reality and hallucination began to waver. Alex was no longer just an observer, now entangled in the very mysteries that once seemed so distant. The heart of darkness was revealing itself, and there was no turning back. On the fourth day, everything changed. While exploring the basement of an old laboratory, Alex stumbled upon a hidden passage, partially obscured by rubble. Curiosity piqued, Alex squeezed through the gap, descending into the unknown. The air was thick and cold, each breath forming a cloud. The tunnel led to a vast underground chamber, walls lined with strange symbols that seemed to pulsate faintly. "What is this place?" Alex whispered. Then a sound, a low, guttural growl that sent chills down the spine. Turning slowly, Alex faced the source. Standing just meters away was a creature unlike anything seen before. Its form was humanoid but distorted, limbs elongated, skin translucent with veins glowing an eerie blue. Its eyes shone with a predatory intelligence. Frozen in shock, Alex could only stare as the creature tilted its head, studying this intruder. Then, with lightning speed, it lunged forward. Instinct kicked in, and Alex dodged, narrowly avoiding razor-sharp claws that sliced through the air. Heart racing, Alex sprinted back through the tunnel, the creature's footsteps echoing close behind. Reaching daylight felt like a rebirth, but the horror wasn't over. As the sun set, more figures emerged from the shadows, silhouettes moving with unnatural grace across rooftops and through alleys. These were the Chernobyl monsters of legend, but they were real, and they were hunting. Whether products of radiation or something else entirely, they possessed both physical prowess and a chilling cunning. Alex realized the gravity of the situation. This was no longer just a story. It was a fight for survival. The dangers lurking in the shadows were not mere myths but living nightmares. With limited supplies and isolation pressing in, the chances of escaping unscathed were dwindling. "I've got to get out of here," Alex thought, the weight of fear settling in. But every pathway seemed to lead deeper into their territory. The hunter had become the hunted, and the untold horrors of Chernobyl were now all too real. Desperation fueled adrenaline as Alex navigated the maze of crumbling structures. The creatures were relentless, their whispers echoing in the wind, a haunting symphony of clicks and hisses. With every turn, escape routes seemed to vanish. Using knowledge of the city's layout, Alex headed toward the old amusement park, hoping the open space might offer a better chance at evasion. But the Ferris wheel, once a symbol of joy, now loomed like a skeletal sentinel over the desolate grounds. Searching for anything useful, Alex found a rusted metal pipe. Better than nothing. "All right," Alex muttered, "it's do or die." The creatures closed in, their movements swift and coordinated. One lunged forward, and with a surge of courage, Alex swung the pipe, connecting with a sickening thud. The creature recoiled, emitting a shriek that pierced the soul. But they weren't deterred for long. "Think, Alex, think!" Spotting an old maintenance shed, Alex dashed inside, barricading the door with debris. The creatures clawed at the walls, their strength threatening to break through. Rummaging frantically, Alex found a flare gun, an unexpected lifeline. Firing a flare through a broken window distracted them momentarily, the bright light causing to retreat. "They don't like light," Alex realized. Using this to advantage, Alex fashioned a makeshift torch, keeping the creatures at bay. But the ordeal was taking its toll. Exhaustion, fear, and the gnawing isolation chipped away at sanity. Every shadow held a threat, every sound a potential ambush. "Am I losing my mind?" Alex wondered. Yet amidst the despair, a fierce determination ignited. "I can't give up now. People need to know what's happening here." With renewed resolve, Alex set a course for the edge of the zone, knowing that survival hinged on staying one step ahead and using every ounce of wit and courage left. On the fringes of escape, Alex stumbled upon something unexpected. A concealed bunker entrance covered by overgrown foliage. Could this be a way out, or something more? Driven by a mix of hope and curiosity, Alex ventured inside. The bunker was a labyrinth of sterile corridors, humming with residual energy. In rooms lined with dusty equipment, documents lay scattered. files bearing the stamp of top-secret government projects. As Alex skimmed through the papers, a chilling narrative unfolded. Experiments in genetic manipulation, radiation exposure studies, and attempts to harness supernatural abilities, all conducted under the veil of secrecy. They were creating these creatures, Alex realized with horror. The mutations weren't accidental. They were the result of deliberate, unethical experiments. Video logs revealed scientists discussing Weapon X projects, aiming to turn these mutated beings into tools of warfare. But things had spiraled out of control, leading to the very horrors Alex had encountered. This wasn't just about radiation, it was about human hubris and a conspiracy that reached far beyond Chernobyl. If this gets out, it could shake governments, Alex thought. The weight of this discovery added urgency to the mission. Time was running out, and the forces that be would stop at nothing to keep these secrets buried. Armed with newfound knowledge and a determination to expose the truth, Alex plotted the escape. The creatures seemed more agitated, perhaps sensing that their secret was at risk. The final sprint was a blur of adrenaline and terror. Dodging patrols and navigating treacherous terrain, Alex faced one last obstacle, the perimeter fence, now heavily guarded. With stealth and cunning, Alex managed to slip past, but not without a close call. A spotlight grazed by, and a shout rang out, "Stop!" But Alex didn't look back. Breathing heavily, heart pounding, Alex crossed the threshold out of the exclusion zone. Relief washed over, but it was tainted by the haunting memories and the knowledge that the danger was far from over. The shadows of Chernobyl would linger long after leaving its borders. Safe, but not truly free, Alex vowed to share the story with the world. But would anyone believe such a tale? And what forces would try to silence it? Only time would tell. Back home, the familiar surroundings felt alien. The experience had left indelible marks on Alex's psyche. Nightmares plagued sleep, and shadows seemed to move just out of sight. The line between reality and illusion remained blurred. Sitting at a cluttered desk, Alex began to write, pouring every detail into words, hoping to shed light on the darkness that festers in forgotten corners of the world. "People need to know," Alex whispered. But with the decision came a warning. If you're watching this, be cautious. There are places that hide secrets beyond comprehension, where human ambition crosses unforgivable lines. The horrors of Chernobyl aren't just history. They're a stark reminder of what can happen when we tamper with forces we don't fully understand. Stay curious, but stay safe. Thank you for joining me on this harrowing journey into the shadows of Chernobyl. The disaster left scars not just on the land, but on the very fabric of reality. It serves as a grim reminder of the consequences of our actions. What other secrets lie hidden in the world's forgotten places? The unknown beckons, and together we'll continue to explore its depths. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tales that blur the line between myth and reality. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe out there.